The first thing you want to do is pick the language of your choice and hit start. You can skip this. It's just asking for a SIM card. Now, you want to connect to a Wi-Fi because the process we're going to take will require internet access. So once it connects and it gets an IP address, checking for updates, you could just hit back. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. So there's this trick that requires access to adding additional keyboards. Unfortunately, if you go to emergency call, emergency information, tap twice, you hit the little pencil right here to edit the owner's name. Let's say your name is not owner. Now, when you click here, you're gonna get the keyboard. Problem is, you got a little happy face. What we're looking for is the globe. So let me cancel out of here. Let's go back. All right. Now, let's just pick a random language. I'm just gonna go all the way to the bottom. Let's say this one. And let's pick the last one. Now, obviously, unless you know how to speak it, you won't know what it's on the screen. So let's go back here. We know that this is emergency contact. This is the owner's name. Let's hit the pencil. Now let's edit the owner's name right here. Now, once we go here, we still got the happy face. Maybe you don't. Maybe you got the globe already. So what I found is if we go back and select, let's say the same, the last one, you could pick anything you want. The goal is to get the globe. So let's pick this last language. And let's pick any variation, the bottom one. Let's go back to the phone, emergency contact, edit the owner's name, click on the owner's name. Guess what we got? We got the globe. Now, the importance of the globe is if you press and hold it, you're gonna always select the last option. You're not gonna pick this, or this. You're gonna select whatever this is down here. Then you're gonna select this, no matter what it says. This says add keyboard. Bam. Now let's just pick, for the sake of the video, pick anything. And then hit this blue button. You just added a keyboard. Now let's go all the way back and go back to the language you're comfortable with. For me, it's English. Hi there. Now go to emergency call, emergency information. Owner, let's hit the pencil, click on name, click on the owner, and now we have the ability to press and hold the globe, and let's select the alphabet QWERTY, which essentially would be English, and then press and hold the globe again, and go to language settings. So the next step is to do this in the language you're comfortable with. I'm gonna hit add keyboard. Now, let's look for a language that has different variations. Just scroll, keep scroll. Oh, this one, Albanian. You see that little arrow right there? Let's pick Albanian, right? The reason why we need a language with variations is that we gain access to these three little dots right here. Now we're gonna pick help and feedback. That's gonna bring us to a page that essentially is gonna let us search for information. Now, if you don't see use Morse code, just type in Morse code. I like this one because it always brings up a YouTube video about Morse code. So let's hit play. And what we want to do is we're going to hit these dots right here. Let's share it. By sharing it, it's going to give me a URL. And I'm going to click on the URL, which is a website, and it's going to open up the YouTube app on a locked phone. Right? Now I'm going to click on this Google icon because this video was published by Google. I'm going to click on the Google icon. And it's going to take me to the Google page within the YouTube app. But let's go to these dots. Terms and privacy policy. What does that do? It triggers Chrome on a locked phone. Let's accept and continue. At this point, we could hit no thanks. If you add an account now, the Google account manager is basically going to say, hey, your phone is still locked. So now we gain access to a full-blown Google Chrome browser on a locked phone. Now, I want to head out to a website. These are short URLs, so bit.ly FRP, factory reset protection, _ Google. Make sure to type it in. Do not select it from the drop down. If you do it from the drop down, it's going to take you to a search and is going to lead you to like old versions of it. Make sure once you type this, you hit the arrow. Directly go there. Now, I'm going to replace the Google Account Manager, GAM, with the hack version. Let's download it. You're going to hit OK. Let's open it. It's going to tell you that Chrome does not allow this because it's from a third party, unknown. So let's head out to settings. And then check this box to allow from this source. And then at this point, we're going to go back, install it. There's no open because this is a service that runs in the background. Now, the second item you want to download is bit. This is a URL, .ly / same thing, FRP. Factory reset protection _ bypass. Hit the arrow. Let's download this. Okay. Open. Install. Open. What happened now is we now got a logon screen to type the password of the original Google account. Obviously, we don't know it. So we're going to hit the famous 3 dots. And we're going to say browser sign in. Okay. Now log on with a Gmail account that you have access to. I will order the phone for this. All right, so once you sign into your Gmail account, what you want to do immediately after that is type in, get rid of whatever's in the address bar. Type in find. At this point, you want to do find my phone. Not my iPhone. This is for Google. Find my phone. Right? So out of the results, usually I pick the first one. Find your phone, Google account. Now it's asking me to sign in. Here we go again. I'm going to sign in. So we're signing in. Now you want to select, like this one says new. This is it. The first one is the phone you're on. So let's select that, right? It's going to ask you to download. You want to hit dismiss. Save password. That's up to you. Doesn't matter because we're going to reset this phone anyway. And what I could tell you is once you reach the screen here, from my experience, you want to make sure that setup, secure, and erase are separate. Right now, they're bundled together. If we were to press this, it's going to say notification sent, but nothing ever happens. You could sit here for 20 minutes. So what I like to do is go back to the address bar. Remember, we only got two options, play sound and this one bundled in. So go back to the address bar, click once, right? You want to revisit this site, find my device, just revisit. And guess what we got? We got three options now. Play sound, secure device, erase device. We want a secure device. And by doing this, we're now picking the new password that this phone will respond to versus the one that it had before. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring down the keyboard, I guess. Next. Make sure, yeah, that's okay. You don't have to do this. This is optional. Just say secure device. Now, the phone basically turns off because now it wants you to log back into it with 1, 2, 3, 4. Guess what? The phone is responding to your new password or PIN number. Dismiss this, whatever this is. Now, the last thing I like to do is basically erase device. Let's just erase this thing, bring it back, erase it. Right? There we go. It's gonna ask me to log on one more time, but since I saved password, it's just gonna pop up. Next. All right, erase. Now the phone is basically performing a factory reset. The only difference is we now have the actual PIN that we assigned to it. We didn't have that before. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through with the reset process and we're going to input the PIN number to see if it works. Depending how fast your phone is determines how long this process takes. This phone in particular is going to show you all the colors of the world while it does it. And this generally works with any Android phone.
Hello, Moto.
And what you want to do is, if you don't get the globe, just keep trying different languages and you're going to get it. You know, sometimes I'll pick the language that worked last time. And for some reason, I don't get the globe. I just get the happy face. So I'll try a different language. And then once you get the globe, it opens up the doors for you to enter the menus that we did, which triggered the YouTube app, which then triggered the Chrome app, which opened up the doors for us to download the two applications that I mentioned. One is the Google Account Manager. The second is the one that triggers the logon from a browser. Now, we're back to the start screen. This time we're just, you see the lock is still there. But we have a little ammunition. Let's just go through with the regular setup. Right? We have to connect to the Wi-Fi because this phone, normally if a phone doesn't have the lock, you'll have a skip here to forget about the Wi-Fi. But let's just log on to the Wi-Fi and see what happens after we try to input that PIN number. Okay, so we're going to get the IP address. This time, we're going to go through with the full setup. We already did what we had to do. Yeah, always checks for updates. Depending on your phone or whatever phone you're dealing with, if it's up to date, this process will go straight to the next step. right? So it's up to you if you want to copy or not. For the sake of this video, we just want to get rid of that lock. Checking information. Now, it's asking you to verify the PIN. Let's see if 1, 2, 3, 4 is what it's going to take. 1, 2, 3, 4. Checking info. Now, you see this is asking me to sign in, yet it's optional. I'm gonna hit skip. Look at the lock. Look at the lock after I hit skip. Saw that? The lock is gone. I'm now presented with this, more, accept. Now it wants me to set up a new PIN. This tells me now that this phone has been successfully unlocked without knowing the original PIN or the Google account. Once you hit skip, that's it. You got yourself a Google phone that has been officially unlocked without having to use any other crazy methods, as I've seen before on YouTube, where they require you to jump through so many hoops and do all this stuff. This is the knowledge I wanted to share. Hopefully it helps you unlock your phone.